Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Commodity Futures Report for Wednesday the 2nd of February. Apologies for not doing the video yesterday, just a little bit exhausted, getting up at 3 and 4 in the morning, starting work, and then like finishing sort of around 3 or 4. Sometimes it just gets too much sort of screen time and does your head in. Anyway, let's look at the US dollar index here for a moment. So it's a bit of a puzzle. I haven't seen it resolved properly yet. We can look at this here as an A wave and a B wave here and a C wave up here. That would leave this down as wave 1 here, and it does count nicely down as a wave, 5 waves. This move up through here, we get this spike here that just takes out the top there, so that would destroy, if we take that spike at face value, then it would destroy this being wave 1 here and would leave it as a B wave over here. But sometimes I think spikes, if they're sort of news driven, I don't think they should really be included, but that's like a debatable topic and there's good arguments for both sides. On the other side here, we can count 5 waves down here. So do we call it down for 1 and back for 2 and down for 1 and back for 2 and go down further in this way? Or do we look at it as an A wave and a B wave and a C wave coming down here? Can we look at it as a triangle, as an A, B, C, D and E? I struggle with that a lot because it counts down nicely as 5 waves here and 5 waves here. So do we look at the market with in another way? I mean, well, first of all, an A and a B and a C wave up here with 5 waves. It's seeing those impulse waves down here, you would have to negate that top there being higher than this one and looking at this as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here and moving down further. So that's a little bit tricky. We could also look at this here in terms of I'll just put it as cycle degree. It could be super cycle, but it doesn't matter for the purposes of counting. Or can we look at this as wave 1 here and 2 here, and then wave 1 and wave 2 here, and then building higher in this regard, and then counting this here, because we can count 5 waves from the top here down to this low here. It doesn't quite make a new low, but there is 5 waves here, and it does give a corrective pattern up there as well. So we could look at this here as a wave C here of a wave 2. Now, you might think that's a little bit crazy with the US dollar, because then we would have to look at the US dollar in terms of, wave 1 to the upside here, pulling back for wave 2, and then continuing to build up here. And, is that crazy? I mean, it's a crazy world, isn't it? Would you better off having US dollars than another currency? I mean, all countries have been printing money. I mean, Australia, and I'm shocked by the amount of the ratio that they have printed through the COVID situation. So yeah, I mean, it's just crazy all round, so it's like in correction, in big bear markets, you're better off holding companies with good branding, because that they're likely to survive it in a way. So maybe that's the same for the US dollar here. The other thing I think I like about the US dollar pushing to the upside is the commodity factor, because we're looking at gold finishing a big triangle, and that's going to be pushing to the upside at some point. The same with copper. I think copper's finished its big triangle pattern. We'll be looking at that today. I think there's opportunity in copper stocks for that. There's nickel and uranium, and they're at the sort of beginnings of of big super cycle things to the upside. So could the dollar go with those bunch of commodities? I mean, at the end of the day, it is kind of a commodity, isn't it? So look, I'm not quite sure, but what I do when I don't know that I'm sure, I just keep breaking the pattern down and then working the intraday patterns and the other patterns a bit larger until we get somewhere that we know and that we can trade, So look, which is the right count? Are we bearish? Are we bullish? I'm not quite sure. The other point here that I think is quite interesting as well is that we're at the trading level here, which is, I call it trading level 1, and 1 is the strongest number in the market. In this case, it's 10,000. It's a CFD product. So, we've been sort of knocking at the door here with this, and this is quite natural to see, such a large number pin a market down to that point. Now, if we get nice impulse waves here and we get on top of this level here, well then, we're going to go higher at that point. So it's either going to fail in this area here, because from the top here to the bottom here, you either include the spike or you don't include the spike. But either way, we're in that 50-60%, 50 to 78%, Fibbo extension ratio range there anyway. So yeah, I think that's interesting. So let's just look at it that's a monthly chart, of course. This is a weekly chart here. So if I look at this as wave 2 over here with an A and a B and a C wave here for this, then from the bottom here, we can start looking at this as 5 waves up here. Now there's a few different ways to count this in here, but if this is 5 waves up here, well then we've come down to the box and we'll go back up. There's a couple of other little things in here that I want to talk about, and they will be better off talked about on the daily chart. So I'm going to go to the daily chart here. So in this case here, we've got a clean 5 waves to this point, right? And then back again. Now we can count a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here for 1 and 2. Now I could count this as 3 and 4 and 5 up here for that third wave up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the third wave, and the fourth wave and the fifth wave. We'll talk about this in a moment. But this being a fourth wave here overlaps wave 1 here. So do we call this here wave 1 and 2 here, and then we call this a smaller wave 1 in here? I'll just use another little wave 1 in here and a 2 in here and a 3 in here and a 4 in here. Whoops a daisy. 4 in here and then a 5 in here. Now if I do that, and that would probably be the right way to count it in a way, that would just leave us with this top here of being wave 3. And in that case, we would be looking at, if I take this back to this point here and this top here, then we'll just come back into this particular space here of 38.2% at this point. So we're either going to come down to around here and then move up for another one and then have an ABC pattern. Looks like I'm going to be inundated with noise at the moment, so I'm just wondering if I should keep going or not. Or we're going to be pulling back into this area. It's something that I need to resolve in some way or another, and the only way I can do that is by having a little bit of patience and looking at things. Now coming back to this point here, we were looking at that on the tick chart, so I'm going to go to the tick chart here. I'm just wondering if I should just stop the video and come back after they're done, but that will be like an hour, I'd imagine. Rightio, we just need a bit more. Let's finish this off at least anyway. So I was thinking of this move. We've been stopped out of our long trade anyway with an okay profit, but look, the thing here is that I tried to look at, it's pulled down quite deeply, and this move that's pulling down here, we're seeing this as an impulse wave on the euro and also on the Australian dollar. So it's likely for this to be an impulse wave down here. So then I've come back to my original count here, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for third, fourth and fifth to finish us off there. So yeah. So anyway, we need to work on this particular structure here. It would appear to me that we're going to have a 5-wave move down through here, and I could leave that there really and look at this as 1 and 2 here for this. Too many things on the chart. But anyway, yeah, it's likely that we're going to get an impulse wave down here and then a corrective wave back up and then another wave down. If we get 5 waves down from the top, that means we're going to have a corrective wave and then another 5 down. So basically what I'm saying here is that this is going to put the commodities into a stronger position. Just coming back to the daily chart here for a moment. So obviously I need to do some work here, but what I wanted to say is this has come down. It could still be wave 1 and 2 here and 3 and 4 here, and then have another move to the upside. But we're very close to where we need to be anyway for all of this. So but in the short term, it's likely that we're going to get, we've got 5 waves up in the Australian dollar, so this will be 5 waves down here eventually, and then a correction another 5. So it looks like we're going to come over here a little bit further. I mean, we could also have an A wave, a B wave and a C wave over here and then have another high. there's a few things that can go on here with this. So there's work to be done here. I don't really have any answers for any of this. Sometimes I will and sometimes I won't. I find that's probably a little bit annoying, but at least it's the truth of the matter, and we need to work through and solve some of this. So if anybody's got any ideas, then please share, and then I'll share, and I'll share the credit. So yeah, let's see how we go with this. So I think I might just push ahead, with this. So iron ore is closed. The Chinese are on holidays. It's the end of the ox and the beginning of the tiger. But iron ore is looking good. We can pretty much look at this as wave 1 and 2 up here. I need to do a little bit more work on this, but on the intraday I've worked all through this. But just to let you know, they're on holidays, and then we'll look at US spot gold. So with US spot gold, we know that we're in a triangle pattern of wave 3 here with an A, B, C, D and E here. And the E wave that we're looking at is we're looking at an A and a B, and then 5 waves for the C wave here. So we've been looking down at wave 1 here. Now wave 1 may have the extension in it, and wave 3 could be short, and that would make wave 5 shorter, or we could have wave 3 being the longest. I don't know that yet. I don't know the low down here just yet, but we've worked through everything quite nicely. Few problems here and there, but generally we've been on track with most of this. So let's cruise into the 4 hour and then into a little bit further. So this first move down through here, I was expecting another little move, and I haven't got it here at that point. So I'm still going to call this as wave 1 in here, and then we're still looking back for wave 2. So we're at the 50-60% retracement level at that point. And yeah, so I don't know if we're finished here. This just may be the A wave and the B wave and the C wave here just yet. So a little bit more work to be done here as well. We're a bit shy of our target. If we took the low out here, then we'd be on the 3rd wave down, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming down. So let's just go to the 100 tick chart and bring in some data, more data. So yeah, so this is, we've been coming down through here. I was just short one little wave in here. So I was looking at 1 and 2 and 3 here and looking for 4 and 5, and I didn't get it. So I need to work that out. I haven't looked at all of this. I don't know if this is just the A wave here, and we've got a B wave here, and then we've got the C wave coming back over here. I have to say though that the length of this being sideways like this, it's starting to take up a little bit more time, because the ABC should be very sharp and swift and quick. So it's possible that we're done and dusted here, but if we take out a further low in here, then we can look at that. I might just clean this up a little bit here. I want to leave all of that. Yeah, so but look, anyway, we're on the right track for heading lower in this space. Bring this over here, somewhere into this space. So while this has been rallying here, we've seen silver do its rally as well. So with silver here, as you know, we looked at this as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave up here, and then we're looking for 5 waves down of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. We're moving into group 1 here, and when we move into group 1, the market bounces around a lot because we've got 1, 2 and 3 here. It gets very bouncy, and it will continue to get bouncy, and it may even come down further than this as well. It may come down into the $20 area here. I would imagine that there will be some sort of relationship between this leg here and this leg. So we still got further to come down in all of this. The stochastics are mentioning to the upside, but they can just flatline as well here, so I wouldn't pay too much attention to that in this downtrend. The thing to take away here is that this move here is in 3 waves. So that means that this low will be taken out. So we're still coming down further for silver. Crude oil, we've been from wave 4 here going up to wave 5. We've got wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. And from 4, we've got 5 waves going up to the 9 here.
This wave was a little bit small, wave 4 here. This was a little bit big for wave 2. So if the guideline of alternation, if one wave is complicated, the other one will be simple. So maybe it's right. But I've counted this very conservatively in through here. I'm going to go straight to the tick chart with this now. So we'll bring in some more data here. Probably overkill, but it'll give us our bearings. We've got wave 3 here with an ABC for wave 4 here, and then we've been going up for wave 5. So from going up to wave 5, we've got wave 1 here and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave. And the fourth wave here is just really gone sideways here, crazy. So we could look at it as an A wave, a B wave, a C wave, a D wave, and an E wave here for wave 4. I think we're finished now as wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Our target is 90. We can just maybe bring the stop up now for that a little bit closer into the game here. So I'll leave it at that. Yeah, so we should be just sort of heading higher. Let me just check there. It doesn't seem to be. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're still one wave short here a little bit. We're still traveling sideways here, so I might just keep that stop out the way for a moment. May have that wrong. There may be there could be one more sharp move down here before we see any sort of upside here. So I might just remove that wave 1 and I might mull that over. So we could still get one more sideways move in all of that, but generally speaking, we're on the right track here for this. So yeah, it's cool. So that's where we are, sitting on that 8.6 there. Let's go into copper. So I think copper's in a really good situation. You know, we've got wave 3 up here. We've had this as the A, the B, the C wave here, and then this has got really complicated in here, but I can't believe that we actually got it right. We're not out of the woods yet though, but an A, B, C, D for the D wave here, then an A and a B and a C here for this wave C or 4 here, which could also be wave 2 here, because the thing is that this structure behind the scenes here counts very nicely also as 5 waves up here. But I'm going to go with the wave 4 for the time being. It's not going to matter us, because what we're going to get is a classic trading levels pattern at the 50 here. That means the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then an ABC correction. But in the meantime, we'll be looking for 5 waves up into this space, something of that nature. Okay, we've reached our limit there too. We have to be a bit careful. So I just want to go to the tick chart now, just to zone in on this and have a closer look. So let's do that. It's 20 enough. Okay, so we haven't been here for a while. So we can just borrow these. We're going to need these. Just bear with me a second. We can put that there. That looks pretty impulsive to me at that point. We can pop that there, we'll pop that there, possibly wave 2 there. That was our target area, so we've got that. Let me clean up this. We don't need some of these now. Don't need those. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. So an A, B, and not a very good C wave here, I have to say. Maybe it's 1 and 2, I don't know. Yeah, not very nice at all, actually. But I'm not too fussed. What I'm seeing here is what I like. I like it a lot. So let's just get our little labeling over here and have a look at this a bit further. Need that. Should have dumped them on top. So we've got sort of a 1 and 2 in there. We'll polish that up in a moment. Yeah, we've got people working on the property. It's hard to get tradies, so the tradies are the rock stars of the current times. Everybody's got to have their day in the sunshine, don't they? Well, the property market is cranking. Be nice to see the school teachers or somebody like that have their day in the sunshine. Maybe it'll happen if somebody creates an educational platform that people can just use. I suppose there's some already, really. Okay, so let's cruise in here a little bit more. Just start with, I've got these. I don't need all of those, but we do need these little guys here. So that's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Commodities can tend to go into the extend in the fifth waves, but with all that said and done, I think we're going to go for the 3 and 4 here. I'll need to resolve that. So there's no big deal just yet, but maybe the next 2 videos we can be looking for some sort of top to come in play here, and then an ABC pattern here for this, and then we're good to go. Not that we're really trading the commodity futures, I'm sure that folks do, and that's all good, bit of leverage and all that, but this is the setup that we're looking for. I mean, for me, I'll go for copper stock, so I'm in BHP already, so they're big in copper, so that's all good. So that's the way I'll soak it up. But look, I think that we're looking really good. I mean, we want to confirm this impulse wave, and we're going to be doing that over the next few sessions. We can have a look at, I'll go back and have a look at what's resolved, what we got here a bit more. Something, it hasn't popped out at me just yet. My mind's a little bit tired. So, yeah, I think we're looking pretty good. So copper's looking fantastic. Let's cruise along. So we've got nickel here. So this is just the daily chart. We've been working off the weekly and the tick chart. So we're going to go to the tick chart. But before we go there, we've got the stochastic sort of down here. It would be nice if they were down here, you know, lining up with these sorts of things, but we're not there yet. But I think that we could be. I think that what might happen is that we're going to go up for a B wave, and then we're going to come down for the C wave, and then we're going to go up. Oops. That's what I think is going to happen. Now let's go to the tick chart and just look at that in a bit more detail. Maybe a bit more data. That's plenty. So I was looking for, because a wave 2 should be a zigzag structure. It means that the A wave should be 5 waves, the B should be 3 waves, and the C should be 5 waves. So what I think we need to do here, I know that's 5 waves in there because I've drawn those lines in there, so I don't need to see that anymore. But it's as an A, B, C here, it's just a little bit thin on the ground, so I'm going to get rid of that. I don't need that, don't need that. I'm going to borrow these here as wave 1 here and 2 here, and that might come in here, wave 3 here, and this will be our 5 waves to the downside at this point. So that's going to be the A wave at this point, and then we need to look, because it has made a new low, so we'll need to put that over there if you want to go for the long term. Yeah, so we're going to get 5 waves up here. I'll still consider a few other things here, but you know, we could have, yeah, it's a little bit tricky, but let's just see what it looks like up there. But so far moving up, we've got wave 1 here. It could be an A wave too, I guess, wave 2, but I'll just be conservative and play out the worst case scenario. Let's just see how this goes first and where we are with all of this. So, like I said, we can have an A wave and a B wave and a C wave. It's just a little bit small compared to this big A wave here. So let's just see. So we should be getting some sort of, all said things and done, we should get some A wave, B wave and C wave that may take us a little bit higher, and then have those 5 waves down at that point. And then we go up from that point. So that's what I'm thinking. So we need to, I'll just borrow these because I can't put too many objects on chart. So wave A, B and C. So we've got some work to do here. It's not all roses at this point. Yeah, I don't know if you want to hold through all of that or what you want to do. Do you want to take some money off the table here? But I'll also be looking too that if I get this wrong, we'll need to be long again, you know, above these highs here, or if I see a particular structure. But, you know, if we've got lots of long trades in here, so if you wanted to take some money off the table, then that's the place to do it before we end up down here. Look, there's always a risk in what maneuvers you do. All I can say at the end of the day is I always just take a balanced point of view, you know. So I don't shovel it all in at one point. I feed it in, and you know, if you're hedging a little bit, well then, you know, kind of find a nice ratio on that. And you just got to work to the balance point on all the decisions that you make, unless it's something's really obvious. Well, then you can do the needful, so to speak. Okay, so that's that. Uranium. So we've been looking at wave 1 up here, and we've been looking for an A and a B and a C. It's a little bit short for the C wave, but can sort of work with that. We can also count down 5 waves here already in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bit of a long shot. We need to look at building in long here now, or some sort of way. This might just be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave, and we have one more move down here. So that, and then we move up. So that's something that we need to take on board as well. And we're going to go in and have a bit of a look at that. But it's getting ready. So we've been the A wave, the B wave, and then I can go 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. It leaves the wave 3 a little bit short, and we can look at this as wave 4 here and wave 5 here, or we can put this over here as an A and a B and a C wave for wave 4 over here. But it counts down nicely as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here, I can see. So I think I've got that wave 4 sitting over here, but I think that this also, I mean, if it's a wave 4, then this is going to be a C wave moving up as an A, B, and C moving up. But I think that we could have wave 1 moving along here quite nicely. If it is wave 1 here, then we're going to have a wave 2 pullback, and then we can look to move in at that point. So that's what I'll do. And if it comes up here too high, then it's higher than the 38.2% retracement level that we need to be looking at. So I think far as the crow flies, I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in here, even though we didn't make a new low here, because it does count quite nicely as 5 waves, but not sure yet. So we want this 5 waves up here to finish. It's going to push up higher. We can look at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and all this will be the 3rd wave and a 4th wave and a 5th wave. Then we'll have the ABC back. So look, we may not get the best shot in here. We may end up with a classic trading levels pattern on the 22. And if that's the case, then we'll also build on top of the 23 as well with the classic trading levels pattern. So yeah, if you see it shoot up for some reason too high here, then we need to be long at that point. Technically, if we overlap this wave 1 here, then we're done and done. We're going up higher at that point. But you know, when you think about it as well, if that's wave 1 here and this is wave 2 here, well, we'll be up at 40 and 50 up here for this. So that's pretty exciting. So yeah, try not to lose too much in the initial stages. And natural gas, we looked at this in a more of a positive light last time. So yeah, we have to, we've got wave 1 here, and we're squashing wave 2 up into this finishing here. We can look at this as wave 1, ABC for wave 2. And then we're looking at this as, the next impulse wave to the upside. I suppose all of this could be an A wave here, and then a B wave over here, and then a C wave down here. That's all possible as well. I don't know the answer to that. It's just something that we'll also need to work through, but I just need to give the good news and the bad news. But the good news is that once we get a nice support on the 5,000, then we can forget about that. So let's go into the tick chart and have a closer look at this. Where are we? 100 ticks. More data. 10's plenty, I think. So from the low here, squashing all this up here with our wave C here, let's just bring that in a bit closer, and don't need that. So we can look at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and that means that we need to look at this as wave 1 and 2 up here. So I counted this up here, probably need to do it again, but 1 and 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 for the third wave, fourth wave and fifth wave. Then we've got this A, B, C here. So I think that we can build in a trade right now, and then we'll also look to build in above the level here as well, but we'll get to that. Okay, so that's natural gas, and that's the DAX. So we're done and dusted. Thanks for putting up with me. You did good. Okay, cheers.